Alrighty, hello and good morning. And hi there, Mr. Beloved Magic. We'll see if it is. We'll see if it is. So far, this is basically the main reason I was even playing this game for the last month. I don't know if playing's really the right term, more like push a button and leave it to play itself. So basically, the impression of this whole thing up to this point, like just kind of come from the perspective of just growing up, loving the hell out of SRPGs and all that. Yeah, basically, aside from one fight so far, the entire game can just completely play itself. It's like you could say that there's exceptions based off RNG, but I mean, there really has not really been enough actual game there to be considered an SRPG so far. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, honestly, last time I was going through and pointing out a few things that I thought were relatively optimism-inducing, and unfortunately, yeah, they have not panned out as of so far. Maybe stuff changes months down the line or something, but either way, we'll get to that when we get to it. I just want to see what they did with this because from what I've been told, from what I've been told when it comes to the FFT event. Apparently, they've remade FFT maps and things like that. They've remade most of the characters and all that. Supposedly, I don't know how much that'll pan out. You get Gafgarian for free. Logged into this on my phone on accident. I was actually hoping to leave whatever happens kind of completely blind, but we'll see how that goes. Once again, bear in mind it is going to be a little bit laggy because it's on an emulator. It'll do that. Let me see if I can just adjust a few things real quick to fix that. Since for some reason it goes and resets my settings every time. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. So yeah, you get Gafgarian for free. It's just what you start off with. I don't know what it's trying to load here exactly. Apparently a blank box. Get out of here, boxes. Yes, yes, yes. Do all our minigame things. Got a menu here, so we got. Alright, let's go here. It still kind of bugs me a little bit that for their in-game their main in-game currency thing here, it actually doesn't. The only difference between the paid and free versions are the slight color tint on the box. But either way, let's go ahead and turn this down very slightly. Alright. It's on low graphics. I'm not sure why it's still being laggy then. I thought it might have been some graphics settings from last time, but I adjusted everything, so it might just be the emulator getting weird. Didn't know this was today? Yeah, no, this just happened like an hour ago, I think. A little bit more than that, something along those lines. Either way, it happened. So just gonna go reset real quick. So okay. Going into this thing, I have to say the last event was pretty meh to just downright cringy. Basic impressions of the last one were basically it's just here's our two new characters. They're trying to get recruited by the main characters. Oh look, they just casually killed off an entire army. Don't you love them now? It was pretty bad. So, but okay, fair enough. Mobile game, don't expect writing that's above like G- tier, but still. So, let's go ahead and launch it up. So like I said, it starts you off with Gaff. As far as writing on this one goes, to my knowledge, they didn't have any of the original folks involved, especially Mitsuno there. So it's probably going to be the same thing of just like dumping anime tropes on characters that already existed. We'll see. We'll see. Like I'm going into this blind. I'm assuming there's going to be a whole lot of, oh man, we're so honored to meet your main characters, you guys. Oh geez, they're so awesome. You should buy those. Oh man, I think we're gonna go run into some bad guys now for no reason. General impression going in there. Anyway, as far as party going in so far, like I said, I apologize for the lag. I was really hoping that it would be doing a little bit better this time around. Basically got everyone up to 50 or 55 by this point. Got most of the stuff up as high as I reasonably could at this point. I was really disappointed by this thing. Basically, they gave an item out of the last event there. It's still running, I think. Which basically, yeah, it's supposed to be the whole anti-dragon spear you see in a lot of these games. So I thought, okay, neat. It's something different from, you know, several copies of the same spear that I've given multiple times now. They included an event that you grind up the craftables. I kid you not, it took like, I think 150 something fights to actually get the crafting books for this. It was pretty stupid. I just left it doing that all day, and sure enough, compared to the standard piece of crap that they've been using from the very beginning, there's a 3-point negative. Like, it gets accuracy, gets a little bit of crit, gets that ability, but yeah, it loses out on that thing. Considering the time investment of this one was effectively nothing, and this one took, like, several days, yeah. Not a deal. Yeah, I did see the healing staff thing. I didn't pick it up because so far all healing in this one's been pretty mediocre. Like, it seems like the most optimal approach is usually just to nuke the other guy out of the way rather than try to actually heal anything. Take some arena medals, yada yada. Actually missed that spear guys. Yay! Okay. So yeah, there we go. We got Gefgarian wearing way too many corsets at one time. Just probably completely destroying his ribcage. I feel bad for the poor guy. Like, yeah, he was kind of a douche, but, you know, whatever. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Come on, stop being slow. Alright, we need some of those BSs to make happening. Vermilion, you're not going to call it the Blood Sword anymore? Wait, didn't mean to click that. Confusion? No. Oh. Wait, what? That's not even right. A, this isn't the one he used. He had a blood sword throughout the entire thing. B, it basically was a health-stealing weapon, not confusion. C, he wasn't kicked out. He was straight up killed. Well, whatever. So they never played FFT. Goody. Alright, do I have some, Oh wait, no, this is gonna be one of the event ones. Alright, let's go back. Let's go back. Learns a Kira move. Is it gonna be like the other ones, though, where it's like 100 or 200 healing for, to try and recover out of the 800 health they're taking per turn? It's kind of been the main reason. Like, I've even tried using the higher end healers that are all optimized for healing and everything, and even they can't really keep up and just wind up being attackers most of the time. What was I looking for? Right, this. Let's go buy some bullcrap. So I saved up a bunch of random nonsense just for this exact reason. So they should have enough to max out their level just off cubes and things like that. Let's see what we got here. Got Orlando shards, got Ramsey shards, Nito. It's way out of my price range right now. Nope, I'm not even clicking on anything. I don't know why you're saying that. I think it's because of using the mouse right now. Alright, so that gives nothing. How about this? No. Oh, they now have a 3 million download shop? Okay, well actually let's do this, first of all. Let's go get the thing that gives story skips. There we go. Make some of the story go away. Because Lord knows I never ever want to look at that again. Net more story skips. Free cubes, neato. So yeah, like I was saying, the actual name for the paid and unpaid currencies are the same. The symbol is the same. The only difference is the color of the box. It seems kind of weird to do it that way, but whatever. Alright, buy a bunch of these. just to upgrade whatever it is he'll wind up using. And lastly, might as well pick up these ones here. Because they're a complete pain in the neck to get otherwise. You're kind of limited to about 3 of these, and then every now and then they shove them over here, and then you can buy 5. And they're like, hey, you need 50 to like 180 to go get somebody into a higher level. Enjoy! Alright. We haven't done this one yet. At least I don't think I did. So this is their usual, you get 10 random whatevers. And then you can pay way, way, way too much to do more of that at the same time. But yeah, so, I mean, so far my main disappointment with the builds in this one has been just largely it boils down to you usually have one big thing for each class that they use. Usually one's clearly better than the others, and then that's kind of just about it. You just go for the one that seems the most useful, and there goes your entire class choice there. Like I said, it's been kind of mess so far. But either way. Alright, let's see if this actually manages to load here. We're here for the FFT event, one way or another. Yes, you updated the animation here. Big, shiny, glowy nonsense that means nothing. What do we get? Right, so none of these... Hang on, except for maybe this? Whatever this is... What is this? Avian Killer, attack plus 7. I'm not sure if that's a new one or no, but yeah, so far none of this was actually stuff from FFT. I think we're missing the point of it being an FFT event roulette thing, but okay. Moving on to the next thing. Alright, so animations were... I think I left them on. I actually do want to see what they did with the animations for this. Voices I'm going to leave off. I mean, even in the good games, they were pretty bad. Actually, I think it's in the other menu. Forgot to collect these things. Gives more of them little crystally dealies. Not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that actually, like visors, visors. Sounds dumb either way, but one of them things. To kind of give an idea for anyone that hasn't played this in terms of what exactly the layout of all this stuff is, like in terms of an understanding of the economy and all that, you get about 60 of those for free per day, and then you just kind of get them at random for the daily stuff. Do I have anything to shove onto? I don't have anyone that even uses these. Alright, we'll update this one, I suppose. Yeah, leather is a weird one in this. Like, it basically comes with all of its levels already there, but you can basically just dump all of your stuff into it. Like, that was almost an entire day's grind worth of stuff to get 20 extra health on this thing. Neat. Yay. Alright. So yeah, I mean, mobile game, it's gonna be grindy. It's unfortunate, because there's, like, this game I feel, if it didn't have all this grind, would be a lot more interesting. Because it's not like it doesn't have mechanics, it's just... If it didn't have all this bullcrap behind it, you know? Like... I guess they needed to justify everybody being ghosts to, well, to make up that whole thing that you're basically feeding them rocks and statues and crap and other stuff that they want to have their people draw that looks pretty for folks to obsess over. Right, so let's go get them these things. Basically the way this works, you click on a resource that you need, it'll fart out one of these, and then you can just tell it, okay, just go ahead and skip it a bunch of times. So we need about 5 of those. Let's see if it farts them out, because I really don't feel like doing them. Yada yada. I don't actually remember what it was that we were going for here, but okay. I'm gonna assume we didn't get what we were looking for. No, 4 more times. Probably dump a bunch of these things on here. Like, I will say, for what it's worth, this stamina mechanic is... I'm not sure what the point is. I've never actually had to use the medium or large ones. Like, even leaving it grinding stuff all day, it just has never been necessary. Even for some of the boss fights and things like that, so I'm not sure what that's about. Alright, still not sure if that's actually what we needed. I think I'll just go back to the other menu and find out what it is that was even going on. Also, before I forget, let's turn this back on. I just want to get him somewhat up to scratch. Because basically you're wasting some of your EXP items if you don't get them to where they... Wait a minute. You should be able to jump up to 30 right away. Okay, so we got enough of these things. We need these things. Right. So we get 5 skips, and then they have the daily event chamber dealies, in which you basically go and you smash the same thing around multiple times. Honestly, again, it's just that same layer of you're making me do busy work for no reason. Alright. Did it fart out 8 of them for some reason? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 of them. It's something. Or 5. Okay. That's alright then. So yeah, one of the grind box events should be enough to handle it then. And I think I have enough of the blue crap lying around, so we probably shouldn't need anything else. Alright. Yeah, we just need 3 more, which this one will almost certainly fart out. Probably should have just hired somebody. So, I will say the hiring mechanic, I wasn't too keen on it at first, but, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's... I don't know. There's probably 100 ways that they could have handled it better, but, again, it's a mobile game. I don't think they care about that exactly. If that mechanic... See, the more that I look at this, the more I wonder if there ever will be, you know, like an FFT, TO, whatever kind of game. Will there be something similar? Alright, I forgot to turn auto mode off. Or on, rather. We'll turn that back off in a minute. Yeah, one of the few things that I extremely overinvested into was throw rock. He just insta-kills things with a rock now. Like, that... See, that's the thing. There's, like, these little moments here and there where you almost feel like there's actually more gameplay than there is. Like, okay, it's neat that he can be made to throw a rock so hard that mobs disappear. Okay, you know, that's a pretty standard, like, fun TO FFT kind of thing, where you, like, if you invest in the right stuff, you can make certain things completely irrelevant. You know, you can make garbage good. On paper, great. On paper, that's great, but yeah, the thing is, they don't necessarily get any, there really isn't much choice in it. They're gonna have to throw a rock one way or another. It's just a matter of whether you can dump points into it, and everything eventually maxes out at 20 anyway. So there really isn't a build so much as, you know, how much have you grinded that particular thing. It's not like there's... So in order for there to be a build, right, it would essentially be a situation where they would have to be locked out of something else for that same time. But they can just get everything. The only actual locking thing there... Okay, that should have been enough. Enough of the weird swirly green BS's there. So yeah, enough of a... What was I getting at here? Yeah, 26 of them. That's not bad. For the low stuff, they typically just shower you in the stuff, and then once you get higher, you can just never get a hold of things. But yeah, so as far as the abilities go, the only thing that actually locks anything off is their secondary class choice. They still keep most of their stuff. So for example, like the Lancer guy there, the one that was the chicken. The chicken, by the way, I left that there on purpose because, truth be told, that's neat. I appreciate that they did the chicken thing. Basically, if a unit's bravery falls below a certain point, they'll essentially get. Yeah, we'll just give them a few levels here. They will essentially get turned into a chicken for the first few rounds, gaining back bravery each turn. So let's slim him up a little bit, get him one of these. Looks like he's got the body slam one, and he's got the... He's a monk? I mean... Alright, whatever. What do we need for this? We'd need one more of these. Okay, Dark Awakening Prism. Need to look at the name, because these things, they're... Actually getting hold of their things can be confusing sometimes. Chickens here, basically chicken is supposed to be an anti-grind mechanic, where if a unit dies enough, their bravery drops down to nothing. Like, the way that the system works is, yeah, every time a unit goes down, or they use their reaction abilities, their brave goes down. Every time they collect a crystal, or they win a fight, their bravery goes up. You can also slap them into the guild to get their bravery going up passively. So if you go over here, you just go over here, you feed them food, and they're like, oh man, food is so brave good, though. So all of my guys here, their bravery is basically bottomed out right now because I was grinding for that spear earlier. So, yeah. They get 1 per hour. it's a little meh, but yeah, anywho. Moving on. So yeah, if his damage is garbage, that's why. So we're gonna be putting my main dude here aside for a little bit. Not saying I actually like the characters, but this is the one character that referenced FFTA, so I was kind of glad about that. At least I will pretend that they will. Anyway. So I saw this guy over here in terms of... Come on. Open. Right, so we did that one. Got the ice brand, it wasn't very good. To this. That'll just happen. That'll not happen right now. We can just do this one again. Alright. Yeah, as far as raising faith, aside from them, I'm not entirely sure what actually raises it. Yeah, I already looked at that. Oh yeah, right. I was looking for those for the weird ghastlies to shove into them. Right, so we got 500 something or others. Ramza bucks. Another 500 Ramza bucks. Can't do that one yet. Get more of these things. I could have skipped some time there, but it will. Okay. Eventually we'll get to the actual event in question. But we gotta get through all the mobile game BS first. It's so tedious. This is not game. When do we get to game? Right. Now, we already looked here. I'm pretty sure that they're not actually in here. Because he doesn't get to matter. Alright, what about this one? This one got anything? No, but might as well pick up one of these. Because for some reason all the spear stuff is super rare. Alright, this one got anything? I don't know. Gotta go through the bajillion different shops. Oh, is that enough shops yet? No, we need more shops. Actually, wait a minute. There we go. And I can't afford it. Well, when do events set his companion? Well, if they don't carry the entire thing, I'll be very disappointed. Alright. Now this is the last event, Armor Lady and Viking Boobs. Sounds like I'm being offensive there, but really that's their entire character. Starting guild battles, got slaughtered in one last week. Haven't really been. I've mostly just letting them happen. No. All right. All right. I think we needed 7 of these, so there we go. There's the entire lot of all of the currency we got to pick up those things. Yeah, so far I'm just going through the event and I'll actually let you have these for once. Yeah, these refinement books are like, typically you're supposed to do either the arena or PvP to get them. It's pretty tedious. I'm just hoping this isn't unbelievably cringy. Because as of yet, it looks like we're about half an hour in. We have still yet to actually play any game because we're still trying to get through mobile game mechanics. So, hi there, Annihilator. Welcome to the sadness stream. Alright. But yeah, Evan. See how many inaccuracies you can spot right here. I don't know if you can read it with the tiny letters there, but yeah. So, you know how he had the blood sword throughout all the game? Well, now it's a confusion sword that explains why he got fired. Yeah, he just got fired. He didn't get killed for betraying everybody or anything. He got fired and it was confusion, not bloodsuck. I don't know what you're talking about. Why, that never happened. See, I'm pretty sure they read the wiki. Order to the Eastern Sky? Yeah, he was a mercenary. He wasn't actually part of them. That's what I mean. Like, it's, there's a lot that was wrong there. Alright, we need more of these sword BSs. Alright, apparently we just get them from the event, though, so we'll do that in a moment. Let's just shove more Rubik's Cubes down his throat. Like I said, I have enough of these to max him out in that, so... Yeah, feed him all the stuff. Left this crap auto-grinding for a while. Alright. Is he decent now? No, he still sucks, but oh well. It was the Northern Sky, and then I think it was like Northern and Southern, but maybe they changed some for this. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think they care, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, let's go to the events. So, honestly, it bugs me more than it should that they do have lifesteal mechanics in this game, but instead they're like, no, he had a confusion sword the whole time that he never ever unequipped. Like, that's not... No, it was a whole thing that you could steal his lifesteal weapon, man. Ah, dang, get the basics right. But whatever, we'll see what we'll go on here. I'm sure there will be cringe to be had. All right, I'm not turning on the voice acting because, like I said, even War of the Lions wasn't about that voice acting. All right, so apparently you can just get Sid right off the bat. For what it's worth, they at least remembered his title, because there's lightning in the background when he's doing his little promo thing. Did he pick his abilities? Yeah, no, I forgot about that. Alright, let's go back 15 screens and do that. Forgot to even take a look, actually. So he's got warrior stuff and monk stuff. For anyone who hasn't played this game, basically it just boils down to they have 3 or 4 actual skills, Usually one of which is the one that's actually good. Then a lot of the rest are here's a bunch of utility stuff that feels like it should be useful, but even if you max it out, it never will be. Is this just like Fake Grind Order? I have no friggin' idea what that is. This is a super grindy gacha game that really advertised itself as being like the sequel to FFT, and also for some reason has something against long belts, so everybody looks like they're really top heavy and about to snap in half. They look like an Alaya build from Armored Core. Like they look like some of the really snazzy 4th gen ACs. I just like, okay, you know what I see with this thing? I see Cube, which I guess is fitting because you friggin' leveled them up with cubes, but for just look up Cube from Armored Core 4 Answer and you'll see what I mean. Okay, what the hell was I doing here? Right, skills. So let's see what he has here. Alright, Duskblade. What's this gonna be? Absorbs TP. Okay, they remembered one thing. So Traitorous Blade. Deals damage to target and critical hit when attacking from behind. Oh wow, that's the first time I've actually seen direction matter in this. Alright, what else? Consumes own health to deal damage to targets an area around yourself. No, that is the total opposite of what he does. Is this gonna be the right one? Consumes own health to deal damage to targets. Seriously, did you play FFT? This is like the first frickin' battle, man. Is this gonna be it? No, just ups anti-human damage and deals... Okay. Is this gonna be it? Finally! Okay, there we go. There we go. So in order to get the ability he frickin' starts with, you gotta... Oh wow, you gotta give him like 10 plus. Oh boy, that's gonna take weeks. No, not gonna do that. I think it's like the 4th or 5th time they've renamed that ability. They just can't really settle on one for some reason. Anywho, moving on. Let's go see what the actual event looks like. Wait, no, not story, not story! It's terrible! No, don't click that button. No. Oh god, no. Ugh. Oh hey, they added more story. How much do you want to bet that sucks? Alright, whatever, we can take a look at that later. Where is everything? It's right here. Yeah, sorry that my throat's a little bit dry for all this today. For whatever reason, it just started snowing today. Okay. So we're just going to leave Gaff in the background for the moment, because he's honestly not very good for the time being. Oh, hang on one sec. Okay, so I think that should be everything. Let's go ahead and see what happens. What's this? Health boost, there's an attack boost, that one's redundant. Doesn't matter. It's probably just gonna be a cakewalk anyway. Probably should have just left it on AI, because quite frankly, that has been the running theme. You just let the AI play everything and done deal. Like I was saying last time, there's only one fight in the entire game so far that I've seen that the AI cannot handle, simply because it requires them to land on 2 buttons at the same time. So, Okay, well they did bring the music back. Wasn't really sure if they remixed it or actually brought the original. Seems like they did just port the original over. Alright. So is it loading at some point, or... Hello? Game? Game? At some point? Yes, no? Well... Yeah, might just have to restart. I might just have crashed. Also, by the way, Evan, one thing I just noticed I didn't realize from earlier. Yeah, bad phone. To be fair, this is on a phone emulator. Like, BlueStacks kind of works, but... yeah. Also, hang on just one sec. What didn't we notice? I don't know. But yeah, no, it just crashed unloading the event. And I go, no, there's actually good music. That's unacceptable. The game can't handle it. It just melted. But yeah, aside from that, for Gaff to actually do his starting move from FFT, you basically have to invest months into the guy. Or ridiculous amounts of money. Basically, their level cap is decided on these little... on those token things, and, you know... Resume? Yes. How about starting it first? I mean, hell, you know, you played it. But okay. Also, this tooltip isn't correct because I've seen it trigger at 15 or lower. So I'm not really sure why that is, but okay. But yeah, chicken status is basically for somewhere between 1 to 3 turns. They'll have issues. All right, so this looks like... let's look around here. I mean, this basically looks like the Goblin map, like where you save Boko. But I think it's meant to... yeah, kind of. It doesn't have as high of hills, it's kind of at the wrong angle here, where you're coming in. It exists. By the way, these controls, the other day I was trying more of the PvP. These controls suck for PvP! Alright. Let's see. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's pretty legit. Well, they got the animation right. I'll give them that. They did manage to remember what Armor Crush looks like. So that's good. That's something. They remembered something. Okay. A dramatic rock throw. Yeah, weirdly enough, crit build plus rock throw results in some weird stuff. Like, they basically just become a wizard with stones. And if you're looking at this and saying these guys suck, I know they do. That's the point. Oh, that's new. Okay, that's good. That they should have done a while ago. So this came seemingly out of this last update. Before, it wouldn't tell you where a future target was actually happening, and even if you clicked on them, it didn't always. It would look towards that general direction, but it wouldn't tell you exactly what was going on. So if you couldn't remember what tile you actually targeted, well, you were kind of boned. Is this maybe a sign that they'll start to care about the actual strategy here? Maybe. Maybe. Do I hope they will? Absolutely. Do I think that time will be now? No. But eventually. The chain mechanic in this basically works like the averse mechanic from TO, where they have a chance to start a chain on something with a certain element. Actually, I don't think it's a chance. I think it's if they're already weak to the thing, then you start a chain on it, and then every additional thing gets stronger. Or if you just follow up on it like there. What the hell's this? Alright, let's just take a look at this stuff first of all. So crystalline nullifies blind, paralysis, and sleep. Okay. That's new. Bestows a barrier on self that reduces damage. Okay. Not sure why that's Bolt Barrage. Okay, so an Owled Bolt is right. Duskblade is right, because TP is basically the MP of the other game. Crush Helm. Lowers max health. I mean, okay, fair enough. They carried that over. Lowers defense for 3 turns, then deals damage. Kind of feel like they probably should have had those reversed. I mean, this is like a pretty minor grab right here, but Helms didn't give you... They really didn't give you near as much health as Armor did. But either way, that's fine. Let's just see what this one looks like. I don't really understand why it's called Bolt Barrage exactly. But okay. Chicken happened, and then he happened. And I'm just gonna have everyone wait so that some of these bleed out here so I can get this guy out of chicken status. So yeah, let's move you over here. But yeah, I mean, it's a rendition of the Boko map. It's decent enough. I will say, as far as FFT maps, they've redone a few of the maps a few times, so actually, if what I would have expected remade for this one, Boko map wouldn't have been one of them. Because they've already done Dorder Trade City like 3 times, they've done Zyrkyle 2 or 3 times, depending on how hard you squint your eyes. And then there was one that was kind of the... Mustadio 2 map, but yeah, definitely wouldn't have put Boko on the list. So you know, maybe this was made by folks who gave it a little bit of a crap. We'll see. Jury's still out on that, but at least some of this stuff is there. See, I appreciate, for example, like that. That was one of those when I saw the weapon guards and things like that. That was one of the moments looking at this. That first made me think, okay, maybe there's something more here. There's clearly some of the people that made it cared. Most seem more focused on making it a mobile game. Seeing the area targeting thing added makes me think that maybe down the line it'll be something. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, the way I feel about it right now, even if they just went and, you know, straight up said the next Tactics Ogre sequel is an update for this, probably still wouldn't be too excited about it. But, alright, there we go. Just wanted him to get one of the crystals so he's at least out of chicken status. So I think they get like 5 or so from those. Okay. get some rocks and things. So this is probably going to be the same as the other ones. You do like 5 rando maps, and then they have a boss of some kind. I'd assume Gaff will probably be the boss, if I were to guess. Either Gaff or... Nah, who knows. Maybe they'll add Weegraff in there. I somehow doubt they'll get that much budget. We can't animate new stuff, it'll probably just be the giant bird thing again. Though I will say, at least they added chickens. For all the other stuff, to my knowledge, they actually have not had chickens as an enemy up to this point. Alright. It's something. It's progress. I suppose it's a way of them to keep adding stuff while pretending it's new events every time. Oh, they added one of these? Huh. How about that? That must have come with this update as well. Because yeah, those books are frustrating to get hold of. Now, I don't know if there was any event in that first one, or it is possible that there wasn't. I will go back and look through the cutscene thing later and see if it's there. Alright, let's see what Rums has got then. Let's see if it crashes on cutscene again. Alright. Okay, no, still no cutscene. You want cutscene? No. Alright, is this Summoner map? Based off initial layout, this is making me think this is Summoner map, but you're starting off on the bottom right for some reason. Nah, whatever, we'll just let this autoplay. Like it... Nice 3 PS count. Oh yeah, no, this emulator is kind of iffy. I mean, phone emulation in general is pretty iffy. Not about to go do a whole setup to get my phone working. Yeah, this is a pretty lazy attempt at the Summoner map, I'm not gonna lie. It's like not the right anything going on, really. Right. I mean, the music's right. And I guess they got chickens, but as I recall... I don't think this was a chicken map. Like, even for the randoms, I don't think it's a chicken map. I never actually went for this map for any grind fights, though. Usually we just go for the plains. I mean, this is event stuff, so they're just gonna cleave through everything like butter. Budget spent on the last 2 maps in the Thunder God? Alright, fair enough. Like, it's just weird that they have mechanics that kind of slap each other in the face. Like, for example, the whole bravery lowering thing. So the only penalty for a character going down is bravery going down. Alright, well, he's got his buff moves, fair enough. But it's why grinding for that one spear thing, friggin' Snorlax over there and the main character are about the only ones that kept surviving consistently. There were ways to optimize that so that, you know, everybody made it, but it, quite frankly, just didn't seem worth it to spend the time on it. Yeah, honestly, between this and the planes, I think I probably would have preferred planes just because they're going to use the music for it anyway. They're going to use the enemies for it anyway. And I'm pretty sure a lot more people remember the planes map because the summoner map is one of those. It's like, okay, it's one of the choke points a lot of people got stuck on, but I feel like the planes map was a lot more iconic for how people spent their time in it, especially if they're going to do it like that. Anyway. They just kind of slapped together what they had, I guess. Okay, get 200 Ramza bucks for stuff. It's probably going to be the same thing as the previous ones, where you just get to the last boss, and that's the one you grind for materials. I will say, on phones, this does run a lot better. It's definitely some crappy FPS going on. There's probably 5 fights here. 5 fights and a boss, I'd figure. Alright, so as for this one... Alright. Well, apparently don't get any of them as a trial for this one. You get people's... Summoner map is fun nostalgia because it's pain. I guess Cerebro got smoked on the physical run of his mod for a few hours. Yeah, speaking of, I think as a palate cleanser after this, on Friday, we're gonna restart the monster run. Or finish up the monster run now that it's like 17 versions that came out since then. Actually, wait a minute. 24th. Wait, no. Friday is gonna be, crap, never mind. Right, what map? Let's see. Leave it on auto, try to figure out what map this is. This is, I swear it's not Dorter. It's Diet Dorter. They really remade this for a 4th time. Yeah, Friday's Chimera Squad Day. That's what I was just thinking of. So yeah, we're gonna have Archer up there. Like this is almost exactly how they remade Dorter several times too. But why didn't you have the right music in it? No. The swamp in the back is just grass tiles. They just got the general geometry right. Come on, you had building tiles. Why didn't you use them? You had water tiles. Why didn't you use them? This isn't a matter of budget. This is a matter of a few different clicks. Yeah, Dorter is a city. Here, I'll turn off auto for a second to kind of show it. But yeah, Dorter, you got like box barricades right here. Also, you got a building over here. You got another building over here with steps going up. But yeah, so yeah, all of this is building. There's a river back here. It's typically raining on that map. Actually, you only go to it a couple times. So yeah, it's always raining on that map. You got, like I said, river back here, kind of swampy, dirt water. Building, building, building. This is like scaffolding on dirt for some reason, and there's nothing back there. Yeah. Man, this is such a good example of this game, though, where it's like, you had the thing, it just had to be slightly different, and it would have been good. Yes, it's made of bridges, you're right. But it's just like, slightly different. They had city tiles, they have buildings, they have the tile set there. They just have to use those instead of this. And I kid you not, this is the 4th time they've done this, because they've got a bunch of story fights that are exactly the Dorter fight, almost exactly the same unit composition. But they did the same thing, where it's just, here is dirt instead of building, or here is rock instead of building, or stuff like that. And I assumed, because of the FFT event, it was going to be like, oh, they're going to do the real Dorter for that one. This is like the warm-up right here, you know? No. No, it isn't. This is... Hell, this might even be the same frickin' map. I can't even tell, because all the forest maps look so dull and generic and exactly the dang same. Real fake characters? Yeah. I mean, hell. for being an FFT event, I have yet to see actual anything going on. I mean, they gave Boobs Viking an actual cutscene and they can't do anything here. Or did they receive death threats from Mizuno or something? But see, there's all kinds of little touches that they could have been doing to make this a bit better. Like, you could have had Delita as a character, for example. This one as a guest. It would have made sense. You could have had... like, honestly, they should have had Gefgarian as a guest character for the very first one, because he was actually there. For the second one, they probably could have gone with Agrius. She was there. They could have gone with... they could have gone with Delita for this one. I don't even know if they have it in here. They probably don't, to be honest. They already have... Oh, no, that's why they... No, that's why they stick... No, actually, he wasn't a guest character. I was going to say there was a Stern there. He's basically the Delita of this game. Down to the dang golden armor, for crap's sake. So speaking of Matsuno, need to send some interesting that he posted on Twitter that he did for Vagrant Story 2. Oh yeah, no, I saw that. I saw that. He was talking about the new thing for FF14. Said he had an idea that he had planned to use for Vagrant Story 2, and then he said he was going to put out some news regarding a Vagrant Story sequel. And I had Twitter up expecting to go write a message asking when he's going to make another Ogre battle, but forgot about it. / got distracted. And then got further distracted because that was around the point that, well, it turns out there were a bunch of hacks going on. That a bunch of people were trying to claim that the World Health Organization and for some reason Bill Gates had somehow caused the virus, and then that all turned out to basically just say, oh hey, they were basically good people, good job a-holes, and then, well, after all that, then it turns out there's all kinds of worldwide propaganda, apparently blaming the US for the virus now. I don't know, it was weird. What you doing, kiddo? Alright, and back, and no. The kiddo wanted a snack. Alright, so far, so about as expected. Actually kind of below expectations so far. And they were pretty low to begin with. Alright, let's see, Okay, so they went through the forest and they got to the gates. Is there gonna be an actual story here? Anything? Anything at all? Okay, so no more guest characters. let's see what happens. Is it gonna be nothing? Cause I'm a bet it's nothing. But yeah, I hope the Vagrant story thing pans out more than, well, more than the whole Ogre Battle thing panned out. Okay, so they got Lionel. At least this one, they bothered to use the right tile set. And they put Ramza in the correct place, and they put Gaff in the same place. Oh wow, they actually cared about this one. Except they start the camera angle at the wrong place and you can't turn it. Okay. Yeah, that's completely not how that fight went. Now, here's the question. Is the button there? And let's zoom out. Alright, is there a button? Surprisingly, there is an interactable tile. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll just let it play out because we can't really get anyone over there. And just proceed to completely trounce this fight because that's totally how that happened. I think they actually have the right music for this too. Except they don't have summoners in this, so they just have a generic black mage over there. Oh, he doesn't even do his move? Lame. Yeah, this is like a minor snapshot of that fight. So instead of Geomancers, you got basic soldier types. Instead of the knights, you have archers for some reason. And then instead of the summoner, you got a black mage. I mean, really though, if you want a modern FFT experience with all the bells and whistles of a newer game, even if it's not graphically ultra impressive, seriously, Felseal. Like, it captured the FFT feeling more than, hell, even more than a lot of the FFT genre. But, alright, we're apparently not gonna use Rama. Because we don't have it because it doesn't exist in this. Yeah, it's weird that they have the interactable tile for him to open the gate, but there's no way for you to get back there. I like Felseal, will he get the DLC? Very yes. Very, very yes. Oh, good, he actually did use the move. Good. I like to see that. But yeah, I was planning to do a, it needs a better name, but I was planning to do a run of that. I was planning to do that with all the difficulty sliders up and everything. I think we'll just call it Hurt Me More %. Because yeah, the DLC looked pretty awesome. I mean, you basically have a class that's functionally a friggin' Pokemon Master. Actually, I was surprised by this. There's mods for Felseal. So was kind of looking it up out of curiosity to see if there was one that added more hats. Yeah, there's mods. I didn't see any graphical mods on the brief moment that I took a look at it. But literally as this was loading, I found out that there were mods for it. But yeah, we're basically just doing this one for today, and then as soon as, basically as soon as it's done, I'm finishing up my project for Mr. Vale, and yeah, then on Friday we can get back to a different schedule. We'll see. Alright, so that's all well and gone. I'll turn off autopilot for a moment. Oh, that sucky frame rate! Oh yeah. Somebody's just gonna finish him off with a special move or open up the gate or something. Yeah, he's gonna open the gate. They accomplished scripting in a fight! Man, stuff that was figured out in like 1990, they just... Last horse passes that finish line. I mean, granted, he could have just finished him off right there. I have a feeling that must have been the original version, but... Alright, there we go. Now one guy runs up, finishes him off, done deal. So... Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on right now. Certainly something. Lunatic voice. And let's skip that. That'll be one of your summon dailies. There we go. Alright, you know what? They tried a little bit for that one. He opened the gate, the map at least looked right. Looks right, rather. An attempt was made, so that's good. Alright, we got more of his shard dealies. Alright, let's go upgrade Gaff real quick. Or not really bother, to be honest. Yeah, let's just not bother. Because all he's got is his little MP steal move right now. Alright, so the castle, are we actually doing the Cardinal fight? Is this going to be the boss for this one? Alright, they still don't give you those. I could make this hilarious by just hiring somebody in. Alright, we're going to leave the team as is. Going to leave them on AI. This one was Belius, I think? Like, chubby Stitch Belly guy. Okay, let's put it on auto. This one better have Agrius in it. So yeah. Well, they got the music right. They got... That's weird. Wait, Agrius isn't even out for this, really? But they have the stuff to get her. 5 months? What the stupid is that? So it's kind of weirding me out how they have all these maps scaled down. Because it's not like the game can't handle bigger maps. They've had bigger maps. And the FF14 map got some annoyingly big maps, but this is weirdly scaled down, because like that where those chests are was about a 4-tile area in the original, instead of 1. They're in part 2 in JP? Oh. So why is she not here for this one? This is literally the fight to get her. Actually, wait a minute, no. She already escaped for this point. So no, it would have been... No, she would have been here for this one. Because she's the one that tells him to go back here. Multiple FFT events? It's weird that you can get her stuff before even getting her. Okay. So I can't help but notice he hasn't gone and put everybody to sleep and poisoned and doomed everyone yet. And he seems to be going down like an absolute chump. Alright. Alright, well, he disabled one guy. That still leaves 4. I mean, these guys aren't even, like... I guess they're technically overleveled for this. They look like a good guy, yeah, I know, right? Also, it cracks me up that for all of, all the presumed animation budget and whatever else for this, how does the version on the PS1 manage to look better? Like in the PS1 version, they had all the different facial expressions going on. They had the stitches opening and closing. Makavi sucked in vanilla. Well, yeah, but I mean, they still though. It's like this is. He at least had AoE moves. He's literally just single targeting everybody. Okay, well they've got slightly more health then. I forgot they only had 600. It's admittedly been a while since I played vanilla, but... But yeah, like, seriously, the PS1 version, like, his stitches open and closed, he had this gangly droop to his arms and everything. It was freaky looking. That looked like baby's first animation class. Now he's got quad butt. He is the, the quad butt on the floor. Okay. So that happened. Is that it? Made by actual... This is made by actual Square. This is, I'm assuming, like, the O team or something. They went pretty far down the alphabet. It's really lame, man. Not gonna lie, the FFT events are the only reason that I was sticking to this game. It is absolutely a mobile game. Like, through and through. Yeah, that's everything. That's the, event. Let's just go get a spear book. Friggin' do something else. Man. Man. It's so disappointing. I don't get what the point was, though. So, like, a few small changes, it could have been okay. Dang it. Hope you like the generic battle music, because it's constant. Also, yeah, let's turn off auto battles for a second. Let's go to this. Can I turn off battle effects here? Okay, turn that stupid stuff off. Turn that on. And there we go. So yeah, that was a bummer and a half. So, Mr. Cow, how much of that did you see, out of curiosity? Just all together now. Look how they massacred my boy. Like, oh man. How is it that you can have a specific, separate, like, update and full game launch for something like this, and somehow manage to complete only 2 out of 5 maps? And even then, it was like, you added 1 scripted event in the entirety of it, and the other thing was just a damage sponge. And that's it. Ugh. I mean, to give you an idea, so I was hoping that this one would show, and I haven't actually done this one yet. This is just one of the other new things that they added to this one. In fact, I think we're gonna... Yeah, I think this one needed a higher end to be successful. But anyway. But yeah, they have these random grind fights and things like that, which, okay, some of them occasionally do different stuff. I can't say it's interesting, I want to say it's interesting, but it's usually stuff like, okay, you know, it would spawn in some reinforcements over here, and, you know, these ones came in with a weird unit composition. Okay, that should be more fun than it really is. But just with a few tweaks to the game mechanics, this could have been good. Like, I feel if this ever gets mods, somebody can turn it into FFT too. The pieces are there, but as it is right now, plus side, you know, Felseal's getting a DLC, and Chimera Squad's coming out in 2 days, so there's actual good games around. Definitely would recommend spending money on those way before ever spending anything on this. But yeah. Yeah, no, this one won't actually be successful. Alright, apparently the game wants to keep going. Oh, whatever. We'll just let it finish its thing. But yeah, Mr. Cow, are you over there? A little bit of a side note here. So far, one of the big disappointments that I've honestly just kept on the team because it's hilarious is Snorlax over there, the big dude. Did he be Fell Seal yet? Yes. And it was amazing. And New Game Plus looks even more amazing. That's why when the DLC hits, we're just going to do all difficulty all the way up, all the New Game Plus options, and then plus the DLC. Who's over there? Oh, well, somebody started yelling about dual shotguns not being good, and then Cow should be here to correct that. So what's funny is, yeah, for anyone that never played this, there's basically a restart mechanic on most fights, where if all your units get KO'd, you basically pay a piddly amount of the of your rock currency there. Then they all just come back with all their stuff charged up and just completely trounce the fight. Oh, I think he left. The number of people just went down by 1. So yeah, overall, I mean, I'd say I'm disappointed, but this is really... the FFT event was about what I expected. So, let's see, as number core latest supposed to talk about not only the speed, but the favorite weapon... What? Not even gonna ask. You just do your thing, man. You enjoy whatever fluids you're into. Also, it was mentioned in a conversation earlier, but it's funny because agility is... It's funny because, yeah, agility is weirdly broken in this game. It's like Monk Lady over there is faster than most of the others, and just the fact that she double turns people typically means that she actually has been showing up on a lot of multiplayer teams. Oh, the Silky? Oh, clearly the best. Clearly. It's so good that the AC can't even handle it and shuts down after a couple seconds of using it. That's how you know it's good. Just like you know that the best engine for a car is the kind that jettisons itself right out from under your hood and onto the street. It was just too good for your car. Automated, the floor is the enemy. What? Actually, speaking of Mr. Cow, one thing I was also considering at some point that I'll add to the list of potential short runs for the future. There was a run that he suggested a while ago for Formula Front that, as I understand, he started but didn't quite complete. But I had a few theories lately as to how it might be completable, which is basically a stock-only Formula Front run. I think he's doing a Blade Run in AC1. Sounds like a fun time. At least once you get the moonlight. Up until then, it's a little bit of a slog. Wait, magnet aerial? What are you talking about? But yeah, no, there was a run that Kai was suggesting to do, a stock run, Formula Front, which the idea is that you can only use the stock ACs, and then you're supposed to win it just using the AI. Which, you know what? We were talking about how it would be possible, which it potentially can be. Because technically speaking, tuning wouldn't affect any of the parts on it, so tuning would be allowed, but it would basically just be tuning in AI and just using only those mechanics. Alright, so just... Let's see. While falling down after jumping using the blade, will chase enemies, deals 5,000 damage. Wait, I mean the lock-on cut? Well, yeah, the lock-on things with all of them. To some degree, anyway. I mean, you don't one-shot everything, but you still do an absolute crap load. But yeah, the lock-on cut's been in all of them. It's even in the manual, actually. Actually, for the longest time, I was trying to figure out whether, like, how exact it had to be, because in the AC3's manual, there's one that basically just shows them more or less pulling an Assassin's Creed on another guy with the starter blade. It's like, oh, that looks really friggin' cool. How do I do that? Reads the manual, dude. When I was a kid, I used to read manuals all the time. Mostly because it was like, oh man, I can't bring my PS2 into the bathroom. I need something to read while still experiencing this game. Quick, bring the AC manual. And yeah, on car rides before anything else, like, oh, I'm not allowed to bring the Game Boy to church. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and bring along the Link's Awakening manual and all that. Found a manual and playing an emulator. We'll use Google. It'll fart out a manual for you. But yeah, after this, we're just gonna revive. Not revive, but we're gonna go upgrade Gaff, see what he shows, and then we're just gonna call it. Actually, I've been liking these shorter streams. I should really make them just shorter and all that. So like I said, they come back with all their stuff charged up. So they usually have all their one-shot moves ready to go. Unfortunately, one person's already been turned back into a chicken. The downside of casters in this one is if you don't win with them constantly, they become really OP if you use them normally and just win all the time. If you end up using them for stuff like this, like if you don't just grind them up endlessly, then they just wind up turning into a chicken because they never get bravery bonuses. And anytime their reactions trigger, they become even worse. Oh, the sucky frame rate. It's just so fitting. The frame rate matches the rest of the quality. But yeah, if I manage to get work done early today, maybe we'll have time for like a level 1 run or something. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm very sick of this music. Yep. Then he does the thing. Anxiety music? Nah. Man, if you want happy, relaxing music that somehow always fixes your mood no matter what, just put on a classic RuneScape playlist. Honestly, man, that game can have some stressful moments, but hot dang, that music is relaxing. I legitimately have several playlists of it, just sitting around for work. It's like, if you just want to have your day fixed, look up Soundscape. One of the from the OSRS OST. It's the theme that plays. It's funny because it only plays in a couple areas of the game. Like there's this one area near the Chompy Bird hunting area, and I remember when I had first gotten membership and everything, was going through bird game hunting and all that, or big game bird hunting and all that. I just got to that area and it was like, oh man, it's not nice to ruin somebody's pants with music like this. But you know, I don't know. There's something about the fact that the music is really well composed, but technically very cheap. Something about it, you know. Also, I'm gonna have to rewatch this later to see. But I kind of wonder if they updated the bow girl on the team there. She previously had the male dying sound effect. Wonder if they actually fixed that. Somehow I have a feeling they didn't care, and it's probably still there, but we'll see. It seemed like they almost cared about a couple things, so there's at least some hope for the future. But this is 100% just a cash grab right now. In fact, like, hell. The fact that modders put together far better fights in far less time. Like, for the original FFT and stuff like that. Just... They read the wiki, they watched the video. I don't... Aside from the one moment with the button, there was very little actually going on there. Like, the fact that he pushed the button on the third round, okay. Somebody at least paid attention to that one. Call them surprise mechanics with a heartbreaking price. No, this is called, this is your cure for nostalgia. This is your, oh, you missed this thing? Well, why don't you go ahead and pay us and we'll cure you of that right away. Well, this is totally how you remember it. What do you mean Dorter Trade City was actually a city? Don't you mean hills and scaffolding? Yeah, we tried. Now, if you think this music is annoying now, try putting on some headphones and doing some other work and everything, and using this as a sound cue for when it's time to reset the level. Granted, eventually I just turned it off, but yeah, no, it's after about 3 fights, it gets real old real quick. Okay, one gun lady left. I was playing a free-to-play shmup advertised as a classic. It had an upgrade bundle to $75. Ew. Now this one's $80 a character. See, weird part about this too, there's so many times when it feels like there's characters that are going to have unique skills and stuff like that, but then it's just different versions of the same skill slapped on another character. Like pummel, double shot, whatever the sword one was. They're all literally the same friggin' move. The magic counter can't even be bothered to be an actual magic counter. Basically, the long range hit with a generic friggin' visual effect move is on everybody. For some reason, almost all the casters use water. I'm not sure why. But there's kind of a distinct lack of things that are not water. This feels, quite frankly, like an early beta version. Alright, so we got some spears. Alright, well, at least they gave 10 spear bucks. You know what? And at least it counted... No, it's still 2 out of 3 left. Okay, I'm not gonna do that again. No one wants to sit through that again. Alright. At least they made the crafting books more available. I will say, up to this point, it has been a massive pain in the neck, quite frankly. Even with I think the highest I got up to was like a 12-win streak in the arena. Even then, you're getting like it's literally just 1% bonus per win that you get. And then you're basically getting your usual about 80 per day. You need 120 to get one of those books. It's, yeah, not ideal. Alright, so what do we got here? Some stuff in Sutchery. Okay. Alright, so let's go upgrade Gaff real quick. Also, funnily enough, with that one, the one drop of items there, this, where was it? It's one friggin' spear here that took forever to get the 30 bucks to do it. Suddenly, yeah. Suddenly they want 50. Try to upgrade it to that. Meanwhile, at the same time, we can just go to this one right here. Yeah, if you weigh and then just fart out everything for that. hate these mechanics. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. You have no idea. It's not just cringe, it's vomit-inducing. Alright. Did this get stuff? Alright, we got that, we got this. Click on the thing. Blah 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 blah. Get some of that crap, get some of this crap. Alright. Technically speaking, I think all we need for those other ones is we go here, collect some random garbage. I think it counts the actual act of upgrading as one individual act. There you go, the best part of that game. The fact that it's got the chicken music. So again, this plays smoothly on phones. That's about all I can really toss to its credit. A lot of even the more basic stuff that I had hoped might give something mechanics-wise hasn't been really panning out. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yep, there we go. That counts as 2 enhancements. So we go over to the cards now. And the music is your pretty generic fare at this point. You have send friend and guild gifts. Yeah, those do something, I guess. Alright, use one of these. No, not max. Just one. I'll do that. You want to count? Right. I don't think that actually triggered it. Mostly I'm just doing this because I want to see what's on the second page of this. Actually, this kind of, like, tic-tac-toe thing is pretty alright, I guess. Oh, yeah, they gotta actually level up. Alright. Okay, so you get the ticket. That was the thing that, that Blood Magic was talking about earlier. Okay, so which one was it? It's so boring. Ow, sorry, didn't mean to slap the mic there. So here, have all these visual effects. Just give me my bullcrap, man. What the hell's this? Is it dancer check, I think? I don't know. I guess. So that's basically 11 things out of the FFT event that have not been even remotely FFT related. Kinda feel bad if somebody actually spent money on this. Feels like they should be paying people to play this. I'm just doing this one because I'm on the same screen. Yay, turtles. Turtles are basically cash, by the way. They didn't want to give you a cash amount, so they're like, here you go, have turtles. Because reasons. Alright, so let's go to the shop, buy some bullcrap to go shove into a turtle. Or not a turtle, but just into one of those cards. make it do some level up thing. Whoopity doo dah. If you're looking at all these weapons thinking, oh man, they're all gonna have all these unique mechanics, yeah, no, not really. Once you get them all the way up to 5, kind of, that'll only take you months. Right now I'm looking for some of those lamp situations. Go. Let's go buy 3 of those, shove them onto something or other. You used to these when you're on the road? Yeah, but there's so much better stuff you can play on the road, though. You can emulate so much older stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've left this auto-grinding, you know, in my pocket at work, driving somewhere, you know, just leave it on my desk. All well and good, but it's just, I don't know, there's no payoff. It's... You have to see any payoff to this. Oh, I didn't realize I got that many of them. Oh, whatever. There. Leveled it up 10 times. Are you happy now, game? Alright, so what's page 2 look like? Doodah. Give me my glowy garbage. Alright, let's see. Well, I already did that. Oh, it gives you 40 of his thingies now. It's easy. Yeah. See, here's the thing. Like, when it comes to grindy stuff, I'm not necessarily opposed to the grind itself. Like, certain grinds, when they're done right, it's something. It's just the fact that it's just like, here's this just arbitrary, random, glowy bullcrap that makes no sense. Go for it, you know. There's no... I know it's, you know, mobile game, you don't want to spend time trying to justify it, but it's just, I don't know. Like, for a comparison, the only MMO I ever really got into, for example, was RuneScape. Which, the main payoff for all the grinding is, well, you got all the story there that's actually pretty alright. You got this whole world that's actually interesting to go around. There's a surprising amount of detail. You could tell you could tell somebody cared. Yeah, the graphics kind of suck, but that's part of its charm. They tried to make the graphics good, and it kind of lost something along the way, but just point being, you know, there was stuff to do. It felt like you were interacting with something. This just feels like you're throwing time at nothing. But alright. Right, so I was gonna just update the guy real quick. Do we want to do one of the new story fights just to see kind of if there's anything there, or... Alright. That one. think we're allowed to do it a second time. And there we go. Whoopity-doo-dah. Eat glowy garbage, become better. Yep. I mean, to their credit, some of this stuff does tend to adjust to some degree as you go on. Yeah, eating Rubik's cubes. That's how you become good, right? Gonna take us over their game, or is that just too much to ask? Okay. I think we'll replace this guy for the time being. Let's see what their story thingy looks like. By the way, when they're saying that their story quest unlocked, they mean, here you go, here's the thing you can grind to go get more of their little face tokens. And then you get another ability from it. There's usually nothing related to their actual story. There's no actual story to it. It's just, here's a bunch of random units that are vaguely related to this character in some way. He showed up on the summon map, which now that I look at it, I think the summon map was already in the game. In fact, I swear it's not Dorder map, I'm fairly certain it was in the game too. I think that was one of the previous 3 remakes. Wildcat got his wiki text wrong again? How does that still manage to have errors, like, well over... Hell, it's been like 15 years since the last time he got mentioned in anything came out. I mean, he's been in multiple games. How does that happen? Raven doesn't talk. He does talk. He just screams mostly. Oh, also on a little bit of a side note, I just want to point out it's hilarious that this spear that he got, it's an anti-dragon spear. I have not seen a single dragon in the game. They just can never seem to give you anything useful. Maybe they're worried about ruining balance or some suchery, I guess. But, I mean, there really isn't much to balance here. Everyone's basically decided with their max hit, quite frankly. And the Japanese version of Wildcat talks on the radio when you fight him in the arena? Really? Huh, that's neat. So they were doing Nexus Arenas way back on the PS1? You are on the train, good timing. Weird. I mean, one way or another, he's basically just a dude with a death wish, so... reflects melee damage too? Well then, just go update the wiki. No one else gives a crap. I mean, hell, I haven't seen the wiki updated for Last Raven. Figured out years ago that there's actually a door that talks in Japanese. But you never see it mentioned anywhere. Told Cow about it a few years ago. He ended up making a video on it. As far as I'm aware, it hasn't gotten any attention beyond that. I mean, granted, it's a stupidly specific thing, because you basically have to get completely lost during one of the missions, go back to one of the doors, at a time when you're really not supposed to be there at all. So it's really only if you're playing completely brain dead that they would never discover it. And just, yeah. It's, it just talks in Japanese, they forgot to localize it. You just keep playing yourself there, game. Alright, I'll be right back. Alrighty, and back. So, I think it's safe to say, well, this FFT event thing was pretty much the lowest of effort. I mean, honestly, I'd be surprised if it took more than an afternoon for them to slap that together. Because they should have already had a tile set. They probably needed... I think the wood part of the Lionel gates was about all they would have really needed new assets for. Because they already had that gate in the game, they had the walls in the game, they had the ramparts, they had all the other types of tiles, they had all the unit types minus the two main characters there. Not to mention they didn't even, apparently they didn't even release a bunch of the stuff here, so they didn't even have aggers in it. Like I would say it's a budget thing, but they've they've clearly got a budget. It just all goes towards anything that can be monetized more. They couldn't even bother animating friggin' Bilius, so... Anyway, so it's time to get back to the day as normal then. So I will go ahead and leave it. Just go ahead and leave it there for now. So you guys have a good one, and yeah, I'll see you later. Take care.